What's up, guys? How you doing? My name is Masud. It's been a while since I recorded, man. It's been a while since I uploaded. Feels like forever. It's only been a week, but yeah. So in today's video, I wanted to share my view. Actually, my view. I love sharing my view. So I wanted to share my view on a recent topic of discussion that has been in my mind, for the past few days. I've been reading a book by Robert Kiyosaki called Retire Young and Retire Rich. I've actually just got a copy of it right here. Yep. And in the book, he talks a lot about the concept of leverage. Now, in this video, I wanted to speak a little bit about the power of leverage and how it can relate to social media. So, before I speak about leverage, I wanted to, just paint a picture in your mind. So, if you can imagine back in the day when humans and animals first started living on the earth and they started, interacting with each other, animals were deemed to be the more dominant species. Why? Because, they had God-given innate features that humans didn't. For example, they were able to fly long distances, and they were able to, for example, swim underwater for long periods, which humans couldn't do. And humans can't fly as well. So we're kind of limited in that, in terms of physiological traits. So over time, at the time, animals were more dominant because they had more power, obviously, because of their features, and humans didn't. But over time, humans started to develop things that they could use as leverage. Things such as things such as spears, for example. When humans went out hunting, they could use a spear to actually hunt more successfully than another human who hunted with their bare hands. And so those humans who actually leveraged those tools were deemed to be more dominant than the other human who didn't, and who actually, was less successful than the person who did leverage those tools. And so they had more power in their societal structure at that time. They probably had, all of the things that comes with power: more women, money, family, influence, social influence, all of that. And so over time, again, similarly, humans developed more and more, and they started to innovate more and more. And so it came to the point where only about 200 years ago, in the 1800s, there was a couple of brothers called the Wright brothers who developed, the first aircraft, which was modeled after the wings of a bird. And they mimicked the features of the bird because of the way it flies. They made their concept or the mechanical structure based on that. And so they were able to fly. And if you think back to now, it's about 2018 right now, and we have planes that can fly over the Atlantic, planes that can fly from like where I'm from, to London, to like Australia, from here to like the farthest corners of the earth, just because we built tools and mechanical leverage to allow us to do those things. No, I don't think any animal could probably fly from here to Australia in 16 hours. That would take ages. There's no animal that could do that. I'm 99% sure. If you know of any animal that could do that, please comment down below. I'd love to know. So we can do these sort of things, going underwater for long periods and very, very deep underwater, and still function properly because we've developed mechanical leverage such as submarines. And so leverage is the thing that allows a person to do more with less. And so in the book by Robert Kiyosaki, he talks about the power of leverage in terms of retiring young and retiring rich by using good debt. And for example, he talks about the concept or the topic of good debt and bad debt. So good debt, for example, is when you can leverage the power of borrowed money to increase your income quicker than a person who isn't doing that. And so it challenges you to think alternatively and juxtapose the idea of going less risky because that's what you're taught to do. Anyway, let me just explain his point. So by using loans such as a mortgage loan to invest into the real estate market, you're able to use that debt or that mortgage loan to pay you more than you would be paying the bank, and so you'd be actually depositing more money than a person who isn't doing that, and so it allows you to make more money quicker. I hope that makes sense. I'm not sure if it did, but I'll let you guys have a read of it in your own time. This video is not about that, but now coming on to the point of of this video, which is the power of leverage, how it relates to social media. So, and the internet. If you can imagine now, the more dominant human species over the animal species, because the humans are more dominant because of the animals, because of the leverage that we have now, and because of the innovations and innovative tools that we have. The internet and social media is exactly the same. People 40, 50 years ago had no leverage, had no choice but to listen to media companies and governmental institutions who told them to listen to what the government wanted or the media put out, or watch whatever the media put out. They had no choice. You have no choice but to consume that information, and so your being, who you are, is shaped by how the media and the government wants you to be. But now we have the internet, we have social media. So what does this mean? It means that people are more, it gives us more accessibility, especially to people who, for example, in lower classes, people in the lower middle class who may not have had that network to get where they want. Now we have the internet. You're able to put out your talent, put out your message, put out your message to the world, and if people or the market finds it appealing, then that's it. There's nothing that anyone can do. The internet is a power of its own, and so what I'm trying to say is that people are growing their influence and are becoming more dominant just because of the internet, just because they're sharing their talent, they're sharing their what they do in the world. They're just sharing their message, and so they're growing their followings or their social influence, and so this is making them more dominant. It's making them more successful and more. They have a higher quality of life because of these things. Now, I guess I don't really know what I'm trying to get at here, but all I know is I want this video to remind you that we are living in a time of great opportunity. And I know this may seem, very patronizing to hear from a 24-year-old who has basically just discovered this thing called the internet. No, but I basically just wanted to, spread the message again that if you're not on the internet, if you're not on social media, please, you have to make an effort, because it's ultimately, it has a huge factor to play in the success that you're going to achieve in the years to come, because this is the society that we're living in. We're living in a digital age, and we need to adapt, we need to innovate. And so if you don't, all I know is that you'll be left behind, and that's inevitable. Just think about the story that I just talked about with the animals. They relied on their God-given innate traits and hard work, or not hard work, but they relied on, their innate traits to get by. And similarly with humans who, right now, human beings, people who don't use the leverage that the internet gives them, they're not gonna, be successful in this era. So please, I'm just trying to help, to be honest, man. I'm just trying to spread a positive message. So please, use the internet, grow and research, do whatever it is that you have to do to get online and be online, and that's really it, man. That's really all I wanted to say. But I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'm going to catch you guys later. So have a nice day.